Good morning, guys. So, going to do another morning watch list today for the 19th of March to Friday. And if you know, Fridays are generally pretty crazy. A lot of volume usually comes in on the last day of the week. So, a lot to look at today. Definitely going to be an interesting day, I think, especially most stimulus checks have hit people's accounts. So, definitely going to be a lot to watch for today. First up, we got AABB. I was watching this yesterday for a panic. Didn't get it. Instead, we had this small mini panic, which I actually nailed. I actually bought right at the bottom here at about 0.355, I think is where I got executed. So pretty much a dead bottom. I sold way too soon. I sold it right here in the 39s, and it went all the way up into the 45s. So good lesson there. And of course, it maintained. It went higher. So really good play yesterday. Definitely played it way too safe. But it is up, or was up 3 to 4 green days. Yep. So this still has plenty of space to come down, which means this could still be a really great panic today, which is what I'm looking for. I want to see that 20-30% drop to buy into to really make a nice profit on these panics. NRPI, this was another huge winner. Nailed this a couple days ago into some of the spiking action here. It did it again yesterday, but very choppy, really low volume, as you can see here, and really tough to play. So, if you miss stuff like this, don't be too upset about it. It's hard, especially with these low volume OTC stocks. It can be really hard to play these, especially when you can just see the lack of volume here. It makes it very dangerous. So I will be looking for a panic dip buy on this. As you can tell, it's up huge the last 2 or 3 days. So when this thing does have a reversal, it's going to be a big one. That means this could really dump, 30, 40, 50, even 60% in the morning. So definitely going to keep that on watch because that could be a huge winner. Syngif. This was another big winner yesterday, a little sideways, nothing too great to speak about here. But kind of same idea, right? It's been up really 1, 2, 3, 4 green days. So really just looking for some big volume to have it come back down, especially the fact that it did go sideways yesterday. This could be a top, which means it could come down more. So going to keep this on watch and just make sure that I can get a nice panic out of it. I mean, that's gonna be my main place for today. Is really just try to get these panics out of the way and then keep it moving. Nothing too crazy today, especially with the fact that TKT and OCG are coming down, which are the leaders of the NFT space. So those are going to be something I have to keep watch on when I'm looking at these plays. But the fact that they're coming down now could mean panic for a lot of these other plays. ICVU, this was a really great play yesterday, but this is also a good lesson why you have to be careful. Had a nice little dip in the morning and then just basically just ripped the whole afternoon. But as you can tell, once these things start to unwind, they can really unwind. So, this thing had a big run up, but had equally big run down. So I'm gonna be looking at the same thing here, looking for a panic dip by this morning. It is only up two big days, so there is a potential for this to run more, especially if it gets some news. This is an NFT play. If NFTs do stay hot, I mean, there's definitely more room for this to run. But like I said earlier, with TCAT and OCG coming down right now, we'll see. We'll see if they have more legs. A lot of times these guys follow the sector leaders, and the sector leaders are falling down. So we'll see what happens with it. Whiskey Wisekey International. So this play had some news yesterday. Basically, they were announcing an NFT service, and I was dead on with my thesis, and this is why I avoid NASDAQs because they're so tough to trade. So I saw this news. It's gapping up here. I ended up buying it down here on the low 12s on this dip. I sold a piece into the 14s, and I actually was able to hold this. And I actually sold some more up here in the high 14s again, and then a couple more into the 13s down here. And I had a swing position, or actually I had a small position left because I thought this could go higher. But I did set my risk down here at the 12 level, and unfortunately, these things are choppy. It came down, it broke my risk level, and then it ripped all the way back up to $15, which continued to then come right back down to that support level and then rip even higher to the 16s in after hours. So NASDAQ's definitely difficult. They're not as clean as OTCs. And when you're playing these, you really have to, set your risk off major support levels. Um, if you set your risk at the closest support level, sometimes you'll get shaken out a lot because, these NASDAQs tend to move in wider ranges, which means you have to have a wider range risk, which means you have to put less in, depending on what your risk tolerance is. So for this play, setting the risk at the major support level would have been the better move because then it would have stayed there all day. Now, the problem with that is you have to have the patience to let it run there, and let it hopefully have it bounce. And whiskey did. It was in a hot sector and it did continue to bounce. So definitely a good sign there. But with, again, TCAT and OCG coming down right now in pre-market, if they stay weak, NFT plays might lose some steam today. CWRK, it's another NFT play. I'm keeping most of my plays NFTs today just because they are so hot right now. If you look at the daily chart, not as extended, it had this nice consolidation day to kind of reset the chart. So we'll see what happens today. It could definitely panic. It could have a second red day here, which would be great. I would love to see it have a nice panic to buy into, which is, the main thing I'm always looking for. So we'll see if it can give that today in the morning. And then FDMSF. This one is pretty low volume. I'm not really sure how I'm going to play this one today unless it gets some volume. As you can tell, it was pretty much sideways, had a massive spike, and they came right back down. So this one I'm going to play a little bit more conservative. The chart's still kind of fresh. Nothing too nice to see here. Today will be kind of more indicative of what will happen here. This would most likely be a long-term swing idea, depending on how it reacts today, but probably no play in the morning on FDSM. In fact, I'll probably just add this to my watch list down here, and I'll probably take it off for right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, watching TKAT, these are the market leaders. So if these are coming down, the rest of the sector will come down with them. Generally, it's not necessarily the case, but that is a good rule to go by. OCG coming down as well, which is unfortunate. I was actually buying OCG back here yesterday at 12, and it was sold into the 15s and 16s. So this was actually my biggest win yesterday. Would love to see it have another continuation day today, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to let it play out and stay patient with it, especially with how volatile these plays can be. So yeah, that's about it today, guys. It's a bit of a small watch list. I have a couple more here that I'm watching. ICBU, NRPI, I think I talked about those. Yeah, there's some other lower price ones here that are a little less volatile that I'm not really going to be going too heavy on today. So that's about it for the OTCs. I will be watching as well for some options. The SPY, the S&P 500 ETF right here. I was shorting this yesterday. Played a little too safe. I was shorting up in here and I was selling right down here. Could have held it for a little bit longer, made a little bit more money on it. But I'll be watching this, see if it has some more failure. Could potentially, if it has more continuation, it could definitely keep coming down. So I'll be watching this for some shorts and on the options today, playing some puts. So that's gonna be my other main watch today, and that's really about it. So thank you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and have a good day. Peace.